Hi, I'm Leila, welcome back to the channel, and here are a few facts about me. I'm a full-time diagnostic radiographer for the NHS at a London hospital. I'm 23 years old and graduated from university with a Bachelor of Science in Diagnostic Radiography and Imaging 2 years ago, for which I have been working ever since. Part-time, I'm a foodie and fitness Instagrammer and YouTuber, which I started both in university. I constantly get questions on how did I and how do I manage my time and if I have any tips to share. So I thought I'd share my top healthy habits which changed my life. Other than making your beds in the morning, stretching, drinking your water, and not skipping your breakfast every day, I'm going to be sharing my personal healthy habits which I adopt in my day-to-day life to stay productive, motivated, and have a sustainable approach to life. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, at the start of our day, or the end of our day, shall I say, getting enough sleep. I know this is drilled in our head day in and day out, but a lot of people overlook this or just don't think about it much. I know some people that get just 5 hours sleep and say that's enough. That is not enough, my dear. You must be ensuring that you're getting around 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Sleep is so important when wanting to adopt a healthy and productive routine. Sleep allows us to stay focused and alert throughout the day. It doesn't allow us to crash throughout the day, and it also helps our bodily systems to recover, which actually aids the muscle building process. So if that's a goal of yours, prioritize your sleep. This leads me on into developing an established sleeping routine for yourself and yourself personally. Everybody is different and everybody has a different routine. It really depends on your work and schedule also. I know that it does affect me and my work schedule, but it is important for our sleep routine to be flexible and that we can adapt to it. With anything, your body thrives off of consistency, whether you're learning or building a new skill, developing a new routine. If you are consistent, you will gradually get to where you want to be. So developing a new sleeping habit and routine will get you to be more productive in that day. Not only on that day, but gradually and consistently, your body will adapt to that sleeping routine and will make you more focused throughout your life. I know for me personally, what works best for me is going to bed around 9 to 10:30 at latest, and then waking up around 4:30 to 5:30-ish, and depending whether I went to bed on time or not, it would affect how I would wake up in the morning. But that is typically how I structure my sleeping routine, and that is mainly because my work schedule is quite early. Typically, a day of work for me starts at 8 o'clock if I'm doing 8 to 8, a 12-hour shift, or if I'm doing normal working hours, they can range between 8 o'clock until 4:30, then it will be 8:30 until 5, 9 till 5:30, and so on and so on until 11 till 7:30, and that is just how my work routine works. And so that sleeping habit for me works like a dream. Either way, I allow myself to get at least 7 hours of sleep, and that ensures I am able to do anything that I want to do in the day, which I'll speak about later and how I actually do so. So that will allow me to manage to get a workout in, get ready for work, go to work, structure my life around Instagram and YouTube content, and reply to comments and things like that. Everything is mainly down to your sleeping habits, so please do prioritize that. Just on the topic of routines, I actually made 2 videos a while back now, which I may update you guys on because it was quite an old video and I have changed since then. However, the videos are still similar to what I do today. I made a routine for my morning and I've got 3 of those which I adapt according to my work schedule, and then I've got 3 evening routines which I also adapt to my work schedule. So if you want to go check those out, I'll leave those in the description box down below. But like I said, they are still similar to what I do today, and there are certain things that I adapt so that they are flexible and work for me day to day. One important thing that is current throughout my day-to-day life is trying to ignore my phone and putting it on silence, even though I am heavily involved in social media. And I would say it's a part-time role really, because I do spend a lot of my time on there and replying to comments, creating new content, sharing new content, uploading it, la 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 la. But what I would say is that in the morning, I put it as far away possible from my bedside table, so that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I don't see is my phone. I don't want to be stuck on my bed replying to comments, and it will just lead to me spending hours and hours on my phone. Whereas in the morning, I would prefer to do my skincare routine, I would prefer to do my workout routine, have my breakfast, have a bit more of self-thought rather than the instant and constant social media aspect of it. Personally, for me, Instagram in particular is like a reflex. Whatever I do, my thumb somehow reaches for the Instagram app and just taps on it, and I will just be scrolling on there mindlessly and just forgetting about time. So I try to avoid it as much as possible where possible, aka the mornings when I want to be most productive and the evenings when I want to be most productive, and also that app not trying to sacrifice my sleeping time. Because we all know those days where we fall into that dark hole of scrolling and scrolling on the internet and weirdly finding something on the internet and then thinking to yourself, right, it's time to come off now, I've seen enough for the day. On the topic of writing things down, which I cannot express how important it really is, I write everything down. To wake up, have a shower, work out, breakfast, lunch, blah blah blah. This literally drills in your brain that you have a set task to do throughout the day, so you're more likely to be more productive. And I know this works for me personally, as I plan my week on a weekly basis, I plan my day on a daily basis, and I even plan my hours on an hourly basis. Sometimes things change throughout the day, but if I've written it down, I will somehow manage to complete it. However, I would never set too many tasks for myself. I would only set a number of tasks that I would personally find manageable, and I know my own limits. Otherwise, I would feel quite disheartened, because as I've addressed in the past, I like to achieve things. In terms of my work schedule and how I manage my time around that, an app that I would highly recommend you guys downloading is an app called Supershift. I use this app for almost everything that I need to structure in my life. So I'll put a little overlay across the screen on how I actually use it. But literally, I put all my shifts in there that I have at work, so I know which days I'm working, because I work shifts, so I need to know in advance which shifts I'm working so that I turn up at the right hospital for one, and at the right time. And I'll also schedule in my YouTube uploads, what days I'm filming, what days I'm not filming, what days I need to research on and things like that. I'll just write it in the little notes of the app, so that when I get to that day, I know exactly what I'm doing, and so I can physically write it on paper again. Drills in my head that I need to do those things in the day. Another healthy habit that I would suggest you guys adopt is celebrating the little things, whether that is something that you did throughout the day which is so little, such as making myself a matcha. I would celebrate that in the evening, because I know I took that time for myself and I made myself a matcha. It is something so small, but that little thought in your head at the end of the day is quite a positive one to end the day on, and so that the next day you just open up to more positivity, if you know what I mean. Well, it works for me anyways, and I do recommend you guys doing that. Literally just telling yourself, what have I done today that has made me feel happy? What have I done today which I wouldn't usually do but I have done and I've felt productive? And just continue that throughout the next day, and gradually, again, consistently, you will feel more productive. Another habit I would say is to keep learning, and this kind of correlates to how I was when I was back in my secondary school, sixth form, and at university. I kept learning. I was never one of those people that could instantly get an A star. I had to work until I got that A star. I became such a studious person by constantly studying and constantly trying to better myself because the mindset that I wanted to keep learning. According to Stanford University Dr. Carroll, successful people typically have a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that intelligence grows with experience, and by working harder, they become smarter. This helps them to develop a daily routine for success and to make consistent effort towards goals, as opposed to someone with a fixed mindset, which make people limited as they avoid challenges, whether that's mentally through learning or physically through daily activity. They're more likely to give up easily and threatened by others' success. They ignore feedback and they are not willing to build their ability. This actually leads me on to the sponsor of this video. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you guys don't know who Skillshare are, I have addressed them in a previous video and I continually use their classes as I continually love to learn. Skillshare is an online learning community with many classes for creative and curious people on many different topics. Skillshare encourages discovery through creativity, which is such a healthy habit to adopt. The idea of learning something new to be able to build and expand your ability to learn and achieve something. I've been taking the class All About Procreate by Gia Graham on learning how to use Procreate from my mini iPad so that I'm able to make more text animations like this one in this video. So Skillshare have kindly allowed me to share with you guys that the first 1,000, that's a lot of you guys, people to click the link in the description box down below will allow you to get a free membership of Skillshare Premium. It's a trial membership, but I would really recommend you guys clicking the link on the description box down below and just seeing how it goes, especially when you want to develop a new skill or even taking the class that I'm currently doing. The next habit might be a bit obvious, but I have been adopting it ever since I first started getting into fitness, and that is to just move your body in whatever shape or form that sort of fitness is. It doesn't have to be weightlifting if that is not for you. It can be in the form of cycling, swimming, running, whatever it may be. You need to move your body because it is so important. Your body is amazing, and to be able to give it a gift of moving, that is amazing, and you should be thankful that you are able to do so. So for me, that is lifting weights, and like I said, for you it may be something different. Whatever gets you moving and gives you energy and gives you motivation to carry on, this is the type of activity you should pursue. Exercise is not a form of punishment or a way of thinking to burn excessive amounts of calories, to look a certain way, not being kind to your body, and you should just feel blessed that you're able to do that, considering that some people aren't able to do so also. That's why I just love to keep happy and active for myself. And so ways that I ensure that I constantly keep my body active in the way that I like to be active, aka weightlifting, is by writing a workout routine. Now I am going to do a whole weekly routine, a Sunday routine, where I share with you guys how I structure my workouts, how I structure my week on a week-to-week basis. But just to give you a little insight, I write on a weekly basis my workout routine. So I'll start from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and I'll say what days I'm working out and what days I am resting. So as I've addressed in the past, I work out 5 to 6 times a week. Typically 5 times a week, and that does me just well, but whatever works for you, you do that. And I always ensure that I get plenty of rest, and for me that's 2 days. That's plenty for me because I would crave a workout. So at least getting 2 days of rest is sufficient. Another way I ensure that I'm going to get that workout in is by leaving my clothes out the day before on my little squat rack that I have here, just so that when I wake up in the morning, I know I'm going to change into my workout clothes and it's going to motivate me to get up and get moving. Not to say that I'm forcing myself, but if I change into my workout clothes, that puts me in an uncomfortable clothing, if you know what I mean, rather than being in my PJs and being comfortable. Being uncomfortable and getting your body moving is great because you need to move, and just feeling uncomfortable isn't a bad thing. It really just spikes your energy, for me personally anyways. So the next habit that I adopt is actually writing a weekly shopping list, and I know this isn't quite an obvious one, but it is really important to write yourself a shopping list. It just gives you direction and focus every time you go into the shop. You don't want to buy unnecessary things because one, that wastes time, two, it wastes money, and it wastes food. Writing a shopping list just gives you that extra bit of direction, so I would highly recommend you guys writing yourself a weekly shopping list. Just on the topic of writing a list, I would highly recommend, if you are in work, to write yourself a meal plan. Not in great detail because I know we crave things on different days, so I wouldn't say to write every single bit of the meal plan on that little list, but just to give you some idea on what you're going to make day to day, because you don't want to spend half your day worrying about what you're eating. If you know what you're having, like breakfast you're having oats, lunch you're having a sandwich, this is really going to help when wanting to do other things in your day, and I know it has really helped me in my day life and my work schedule. In the past I would meal prep my meals on a Sunday, and that would sort me out through the whole week, and not having to worry about cooking, cleaning, or thinking of another meal that I should be making. It would all just be there at my door front, getting it from my fridge, packing it in my bag, having it at work, coming home, and there it is again. So I would highly recommend that if you are starting to get back into work now that this whole pandemic is coming out of hand. So I have different types of lists within my notes section of my phone. I have a list of the YouTube videos that I want to film, and I will use the SuperShift app to schedule that in. I have a list of posts that I want to post on my Instagram, and I will touch on that briefly soon. And I also have a list of what I'm doing day to day on my notes, and then I will also write it down physically on a piece of paper. Somehow writing it out twice actually drills in my head more that I'm going to get those tasks done, and specifically because I'm able to tick off, and I love ticking things off. If you agree with me, comment that in the comment section down below. So if you're personally getting into Instagram, an app that I would recommend you guys downloading is an app called The Grid. This has really helped me structure my Instagram and make it look aesthetic. I know I get a lot of questions on that also. I use the Grid app to structure where I want my photos to be, and so that when it comes to the day of posting, I know I'm posting that particular post on that day, that particular post on that day also. And that really helps with working with brands because I can shuffle my pictures around on the dates that they specifically want me to post on, and so that my feed looks the way it does. And just quickly also, I use the Lightroom app to add a filter to my posts, and it's just a natural filter. I don't edit my posts like crazy. All I use is a light tone filter on the Lightroom app, and I just fiddle with the settings. I don't have a specific setting on there or preset. I just fiddle with the settings that are currently on the app. And that's pretty much it, guys, for my day-to-day habits that I adopt into my life. If you have any specific questions, comment them in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer those for you guys. But one more thing that I want to reiterate is really taking the time in the evening to set that time aside to allow yourself to think about all the things that you've done in the day and all the little bits that you've achieved and has made you feel happy throughout the whole day, because I really want to touch on the basis and ensuring that you guys are really having a positive mindset in the evening, so that when you wake up in the following day, you're ready to start again and begin the day full of productivity. I know there are days where we feel less productive and things like that, but you really don't want to be in that mindset. And personally, I can't relate to those people because I constantly want to be that person that is sharing my productivity and being motivated. There aren't many days where I don't feel motivated. I have to say that. If people don't agree with that, that's fine, but that's just the type of person I am. That's because I've got drive, I've got motivation. I just want to always be the better of myself, and that's it really. So that's where my dedication and motivation comes from for all the people that is asking that. It's just within my mindset. Anyways guys, I'm gonna end the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video and it gave you a bit more of an insight into how my mind works and how I stay productive and motivated. Let me know if you like this video by giving me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!